In part one, a 6-year-old's misdial connected a billionaire CEO to a dying single mother. Jin Woo Lee saved Mia Jennings' life, offered her a partnership that could change everything, and discovered that his perfectly controlled world was about to get very complicated. But what he didn't know was that his board of directors was about to declare war, and Mia was about to discover that working with a billionaire comes with a price she never expected to pay. Welcome to part 2. Let's dive in. Mia sat in her apartment at 2 a.m., staring at Jin Woo's business card like it might explode. Her phone buzzed with a text from her best friend Rachel. "Girl, you've been typing and deleting for 20 minutes. Just call him." "How do you know that?" "Because I know you. Are you taking the offer or not?" Mia's fingers hovered over her phone. A partnership with Nexoria Technologies. Real resources. A salary that would let her stop choosing between paying rent and buying Lily new shoes. Everything she'd dreamed of professionally. But at what cost? Her phone rang. Jin Woo. "Hi," she answered, her voice uncertain. "You're awake. I can see your apartment light from my office." His voice was warm, almost vulnerable. "Are you watching my window like a creep?" "Only a little. Mia, I know you're overthinking this. Talk to me." She took a breath. "Your offer is incredible. It's everything I've worked toward, but I'm terrified." "Of what?" "Of losing myself in your world. Of becoming dependent on resources that could disappear. Of Lily getting attached to a lifestyle we can't maintain." She paused. "Of trusting someone I barely know." Silence stretched between them. Then Jin Woo said quietly, "Those are all valid fears." "I know. That's why I'm spiraling at 2 a.m. Mia, I can't promise this will work perfectly, but I can promise you contracts, intellectual property rights, guaranteed payment regardless of outcomes. You won't be dependent on my goodwill. You'll have legal protection." "Why do you care so much?" "Really?" Jin Woo was quiet for a long moment. "Do you know what I did the day before Lily called?" "No." "I fired 243 people. I didn't meet any of them, didn't learn their names. I signed the documents while eating lunch because it was efficient." His voice cracked slightly. "That's who I've been for 15 years, someone who makes decisions based on spreadsheets, not faces." "Jin Woo." "Then your daughter called, and suddenly there was a face, a voice, someone who needed help, and I couldn't look at the spreadsheet anymore." He paused. "You asked why I care. I care because you reminded me I'm supposed to be human, not just a CEO. Human." Mia felt tears prick her eyes. "That's terrifying, being someone's reminder of their humanity. I'm not asking you to carry that responsibility. I'm asking you to work with me, to teach me how to build things that matter. If you're feeling the emotion right now, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. Have you ever had to decide whether to trust someone who could change your life?" They talked for another hour. When they finally hung up, the sun was rising over Green Hill. Jin Woo texted, "So, partners?" Mia stared at the message, her thumb hovering. Then she typed, "Partners, but I have conditions." "Name them." "I maintain final say on resident safety and privacy. I work from home 2 days a week. Lily comes first, always. And if I tell you an idea is wrong, you listen. Really listen. Deal. But I have one condition too." "What?" "You tell me when I'm being an insufferable tech bro who's lost touch with reality. I'll need that reminder frequently." Mia smiled. "Oh, I can definitely do that." But here's what neither of them knew. Their partnership was about to trigger the biggest internal crisis Nexoria had ever faced. 3 days later, Jin Woo called an emergency board meeting. Marcus met him outside the conference room with a tablet and a worried expression. "Sir, I've sent the partnership proposal to all board members. They have concerns." "Let them have concerns. Sir, they're calling for a vote to override your decision." Jin Woo stopped walking. "They're what?" "An $8 million project with an unknown architect, funded by the Crisis Response Division that's supposed to be for corporate protection. They're saying you're allowing personal feelings to compromise the company." "Personal feelings," Jin Woo repeated flatly. Sir, you covered her medical expenses personally. You've had dinner with her. You're offering her a partnership that any of our established architectural firms would kill for. It looks like what, Marcus? Like you're romantically involved and making business decisions based on emotion rather than data. Jin Woo's jaw clenched. Schedule the meeting. Now. The conference room was silent as Jin Woo entered. 8 board members sat around the table, the same 8 who'd witnessed Lily's call, the same 8 who'd watched him walk out of a quarterly presentation to rush to the hospital. Margaret Chen, the CFO, spoke first. Jin Woo, we respect your vision. We always have. But this partnership with Ms. Jennings raises serious questions about your judgment. My judgment built this company from nothing. Your judgment has always been sound. Until now. She pulled up a presentation. An $8 million pilot project, 0 competitive bidding, a freelance architect with no track record on projects this scale, and personal involvement that could expose Nexoria to liability if this relationship goes south. Relationship? Jin Woo's voice was dangerous. You covered her medical expenses. You've been seen in public with her. Our legal team says if this partnership fails and she claims it was contingent on personal involvement, that's enough. But Margaret continued, we're proposing a vote. Either this project goes through standard procurement with competitive bidding, or you step back from direct involvement. We can't have our CEO compromised by personal attachments. The room was silent. Jin Woo stood at the head of the table, this man who'd commanded boardrooms across 3 continents, feeling something he hadn't felt in years. Cornered. You think I'm compromised, he said quietly. You think my judgment is clouded because I helped someone in crisis. We think you're human, David Park, the CTO, said gently. And humans make mistakes when emotions are involved. Jin Woo looked around the table. These people had helped him build an empire. They'd trusted his vision, followed his lead, made billions together, and now they were staging what amounted to a corporate intervention. Let me tell you what I think, Jin Woo said, his voice steel. I think we've spent so long optimizing for profit that we forgot why we started this company. I think we've become so efficient at eliminating human error that we've eliminated our humanity, and I think if helping someone in crisis is considered compromised judgment, then maybe our judgment is the problem. Jin Woo, I'm not finished. Yes, I covered Mia Jennings's medical expenses personally. Yes, I've had dinner with her. Yes, I'm offering her a partnership. And every single one of those decisions was made because she's brilliant, because she designs for people we've forgotten exist, and because her work could revolutionize how we approach crisis response architecture. He pulled up his own presentation. This is her portfolio, 40-unit sustainable housing that came in under budget and won 3 design awards, community-centered spaces that reduced emergency response times by 18%, green architecture that cut energy costs by 32% while looking beautiful. Tell me which of our established firms has done that. The board members studied the screen in silence. But here's the real question, Jin Woo continued. Are you actually concerned about her qualifications, or are you concerned that I made a decision based on something other than a spreadsheet? Margaret spoke carefully. We're concerned you're making decisions based on personal feelings rather than corporate interests. Good. The room went silent. Good? Margaret repeated. Yes, good, because corporate interests have turned us into machines. We optimize, we automate, we eliminate inefficiency. And in the process, we've eliminated the very thing that makes innovation possible. Human connection, instinct, the ability to see potential in unexpected places. Jin Woo leaned forward. Lily Jennings called my private line by accident. Statistically impossible. Her mother nearly died. I had resources to help. I helped. And in doing so, I discovered an architect whose vision could change how we approach urban crisis response. That chain of events, from misdial to partnership, doesn't fit any algorithm we've ever written. It's messy. It's unpredictable. It's human. And if this fails? David asked. If the project collapses or the partnership doesn't work out, then we learn from it, like humans do. The board exchanged glances. Finally, Margaret spoke. We need assurances, legal protections, Clear boundaries between personal and professional. Done. I'll work with legal to create ironclad contracts. Mia will have full intellectual property rights. Payment guaranteed regardless of outcomes. If our personal relationship affects the project negatively, I'll step back. But I'm not walking away from this. Why? Margaret's voice was softer now, genuinely curious. Why are you willing to stake your reputation on this? Jin Woo thought about Lily's voice on the phone, Mia's exhausted face in the hospital, the garden on the rooftop, the conversation over mediocre pasta that had meant more than any board meeting. Because 15 years ago, I started Nexoria with a vision of making the world more efficient. I succeeded. But somewhere along the way, I forgot that efficiency without humanity is just machinery. Mia reminded me why I started this company. If I lose that again, what's the point of any of this? Smash that subscribe button if you're rooting for Jin Woo. And comment below. Would you risk everything for someone you barely know? Let me know. The vote was 7-1 in favor of the project, with Margaret abstaining. As the board filed out, Marcus approached Jin Woo. Sir, that was either brilliant or career suicide. Probably both. There's something you should know. The press got wind of Ms. Jennings' medical situation. They're running stories about you personally funding her care. Jin Woo's stomach dropped. How did they? Someone leaked it. My guess, someone on this board who wanted to put pressure on you. What are they saying? Marcus pulled up his tablet. The headlines were brutal. Tech Billionaire's Mystery Woman. Nexoria CEO's secret charity case. Jin Woo Lee, savior or stalker? They're digging into her background, her finances. Lily? Marcus looked worried. Sir, this could get ugly. Jin Woo grabbed his phone. I need to warn Mia. But when he called, her phone went straight to voicemail. He tried again. Nothing. Marcus, get me her address. Sir, now. 20 minutes later, Jin Woo arrived at Mia's apartment building to find 3 reporters camped outside with cameras. He pushed past them, ignoring their shouted questions, and took the stairs 2 at a time to the 3rd floor. He knocked. Mia, it's Jin Woo. Please open up. The door cracked open. Mia's face was pale, her eyes red. You need to leave. Mia? I said leave. Lily's terrified. There are reporters outside asking her classmates' parents about our relationship with a billionaire. Rachel called saying someone offered her money for stories about me. This is... Her voice broke. This is exactly what I was afraid of. I'm so sorry. I didn't think... No, you didn't. Because you live in a world where this is normal. Where reporters and scrutiny and having your life dissected is just part of the package. But I don't. Lily doesn't. We're not built for this. Jin Woo felt something crack inside him. Tell me how to fix it. You can't. That's the problem. The moment I entered your world, I lost control of my life. Our partnership, your offer, all of it. It comes with strings I didn't see. Mia, please, let me come in. Let me explain. Explain what? That this is the price of working with you? That if I take your partnership, Lily and I become public property? She wiped her eyes. I can't do this, Jin Woo. I can't expose my daughter to this. So what are you saying? I'm saying no. To the partnership, to all of it. I need you to leave us alone. The door closed. Jin Woo stood in the hallway hearing Lily crying inside and realized he'd done exactly what he'd promised not to do. He'd made Mia's life worse. As he walked past the reporters, ignoring their questions, Jin Woo understood something fundamental had shifted. He'd spent 15 years building an empire on control and efficiency. In 3 weeks, Mia Jennings had shown him what it meant to be human again. And now, trying to pull her into his world, he'd destroyed the very thing that made her remarkable, her ability to live authentically, privately, on her own terms. Marcus was waiting by the car. Sir, what do you need? Legal, PR, security. I want those reporters gone within the hour. And Marcus? Jin Woo's voice was hollow. I want you to kill the partnership. All of it. Sir, I said kill it. Mia Jennings wants nothing to do with Nexoria. Or me. And I don't blame her. But as Jin Woo drove back to his empty penthouse, he couldn't shake the feeling that this wasn't over, because somewhere between a misdial and a rooftop garden, something had shifted. Not just in him, in both of them. And here's what Jin Woo didn't know. Mia was standing at her window, watching his car disappear into Green Hills traffic, with a decision forming that would change everything one more time. If you need part 3 to see how this ends, comment part 3 right now. Will Mia change her mind? Can Jin Woo fix what he's broken? And what happens when the board discovers Jin Woo's next move? Part 3 drops soon. Subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss it. The biggest twist is still coming. Trust me, you're not ready for what happens next.